Good day, everybody. I am the Scoob. It's been a long time. I'm back from vacation. It's time to play a little bit. Minecraft. Why not? Let's go. Alright, here we are. We're with Minecraft, and I lost track of all the servers I used to have on here, so you can only see the one Boomcraft. Now, Ronnie actually still has his server on 1.83. Obviously, the newest version is 1.9. We'll see if everything is still intact. I haven't played in over a month, unfortunately, and it's kind of wanting to see what's happened since. So we're gonna jump right in, get in here, and luckily enough, looks like my house is still here, and my house is partially in the wild. Great. So the unfortunate thing is I can be attacked because of this. And what the heck is going on? I don't remember that. I definitely do not remember that. Alright, well, let's get into the faction. Oh, hello, Mr. Spider. So it looks like there has been and apparently faction has fallen victim to somebody else. Wow, pretty sad. So that means everything that we've mined here on the inside is probably at this point in time gone. Where did he go? Oh yeah, things are gone. It's pretty sad. We're gonna go ahead and spawn back to the beginning. I see you, but I'm probably gonna be gone by the time it was canceled because I was attacked. Let's try it again. So that is really sad to see. Wow. I don't know what to say. I mean, obviously, nothing's going to be around anymore. I'll have to find out what happened, because there's nobody in the faction anymore. I mean, I just don't know what to do. Everything's taken. Oh, we got ourselves an interesting little predicament. Then again, I mean, I'm sure it's probably going to be more due to the fact and everything that this is still running the 1.83. That would explain why there's only 4 people, including myself, on. And the faction has been, it looks like it's pretty much been disbanded. And wow, we got some serious lag going on here. That's not good. Even this looks like things have changed. So I don't know what to really think anymore. I mean, it's you know, like I said, it's pretty sad. Well, I'm sure there's a bunch of other servers I could probably jump up on, maybe like Goldvox or whatever. Or whatever the name of it is, I forgot. But at this point in time, it really looks like that I am really on my own now. I don't think anybody's going to be on here anymore. Looks like 4 people, and it's probably unfortunate that this the server used to be pretty poppin' and everything, and at this point in time, there's really nothing left. I don't even know my faction commands here. I mean, try that again. What do we got? Faction list. And I'm gonna say, just based on the fact that I'm not yeah, I think it's safe to say it's disbanded. Otherwise it'd show me up on a faction, so that's pretty sad, kids. Tis faction no more. I mean, I'm sure I can find Lee and Mike V Gaming and find out what they're doing now, but at this point in time, it looks like we might be done with Boomcraft. There's nobody else on here. All right, let's jump out. Oh, if I can remember what it is. And we'll disconnect from this one. We're going to add one. And we're going to go with, I used to be in Gold Vox. So that would be gold.voxmc.com. If I could type, that'll help a little bit. And they run 1.92, so we're gonna jump on out. I'll be back here in a few moments. Okay, so with a little bit of a refresh because I had to switch back to 1.92, which is the most recent one. I can go into Gold Vox. Used to be on this. I'm wondering if my little hut is still there or whatever you essentially want to call it. Looks like it is. And looks like nobody is. See if anybody has tried to take my stuff. No, nobody has. Now this is even though this one is pretty well stocked, as you can see here, nobody really bothers you on this one, which is pretty cool. So now the only downfall about this one in particular is the fact that there are really no baddies, so to say. So no zombies, no spiders, no nothing. It's all, I don't even think they really PvP on here all too much. So everything that occurs on this server, I guess you could say, stays on this server. Well, of course, I don't see why it would change, but yeah, I got my little house here and nobody even bothered it. It's because I can guarantee you that nobody's been in this area. So, got a little bit of exploring to do. This is going to be just a short video just because of the fact that I wanted to say, hey, I'm back and everything. As promised, we're going to probably get into a little bit more retro. I just kind of want to do a little bit of retro because it's some of the games and everything I really kind of miss. So might even be able to be doing maybe like some Super Nintendo emulators or whatever it may be. some old school abandonware. Back when, I first got into the gaming, which would be into the early 90s and everything. And this is going to be hard for some of you to realize, but back then, before, you had the internet and everything like that, you had what was called BBSs, bulletin board systems, and everything on those were all done by text. It was all ASCII and everything, no graphics and everything. Very, very crude graphics, but it's those crude graphics that pretty much made what was so great about them. Really old school stuff. And there was a couple of other things that you could do with them. You didn't just have the crude graphics and that was it. You did have, like, and it's going to be hard to kind of picture this too, but the monitors back then didn't have a whole lot of colors. You had like 16-bit monitors. I don't even think they were that, but you had, when you had started up a game, you had like CGA graphics, EGA graphics, and they would go up from there and everything. But back then, that was like the beginnings, when you had like the Duke Nukems and stuff of that nature. Some of you obviously know about Duke Nukem. Well, I played the original version when it came out on PC. And back then you had the keyboard, and the mouse really wasn't all too much, especially in the BBS systems. You hardly ever used it. But that's probably going to be our next step, is that we're going to start exploring into those different games. The abandonware, I did find a site that is just loaded full of this abandonware, which would be absolutely beautiful to get back into the stuff that I grew up in. And that's where my childhood is. And being in, as you guys know, I'm a little bit older, 37. That's pretty much where I started from. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Time being, it is nice to see my house intact on this server, and being that I can go down here safely, not have to worry about. That's right too, because of the new. That must be what delay that you have loading up the weapons. I really have to, looks like I got to get some food. That'll help. But, that's what happens when you don't play for a long period of time, is that you, really miss out on a lot of stuff. So, I'm gonna stop the video there and everything, and do a little bit of research, try and see if I can find a couple of other servers to start playing on. This Gold Vox is, a nice one and everything, and that there's no PvP. As you know, I'm not one for PvP. I like the cooperative aspect of it. But at the same time, sometimes you do need those enemies. Not the PvP, but, the zombies, spiders, skeletons, all that other stuff. As you can see here, even in the deep darks, there's nothing. I don't even think there's any bats. I don't hear any bats. So we're gonna pause it now. Beautiful thing is and the funny thing, that I gotta let you guys know is that I finally got me decent video editing software, and I say decent because of the fact that I'm going to be doing all this in Adobe Premiere Pro. Adobe, if you check out their website, and this is just a little tidbit of information, they actually, from the CS2 series backwards, allow you to download the software, and they actually give you the serial keys. Now, it's not necessarily considered abandonware. They specifically say that if you're downloading the software, you're downloading it under the premise that you have previously owned that. So luckily enough, I actually used to own these bits of software and everything back in college for some of the coursework that I had taken, you know, the Adobe Photoshops, the Adobe Illustrators, which was part of the Creative Suite series. So technicality, because I had a student license for this, I was able to download it, and therefore I have a legit copy of Adobe Premiere. Now I'm still getting used to it and everything. Previously, trying to remember which one that I was using before, but it was actually pretty good. Unfortunately, I was doing a trial version of an older version, and I did that because, you know, sometimes you can get those older versions. They are going to be cheaper than, you know, say the newer versions, and if I just can't remember it off the top of my head, but it was pretty decent. But the problem is it was pretty buggy because of the fact that, you know, I'm still legitimately running Windows 7 and everything. I'll probably never give up 7 until Windows 10 becomes. I just don't like 10. I really don't. But anyways, so Adobe Premiere Pro, I got my Bandicam up and running. As you can see, it's working perfectly fine. Did a full reformat on the computer just because, you know, I do that, you know, once a year, once every other year, and it gets, you know, to the point where it's cluttered and everything, bogs down and everything, and I like to keep a nice smooth running computer. I'm not one of the ones that's going to have like you know, tons of memory and all that, although I do have 8 gigs. I got a quad core processor PC, but you know, I'm not a hardcore gamer, so I try and keep it straight. So alright, I'm gonna leave it there. Nice short little video, under 10 minutes, so gotta love that. And yeah, I'll be exploring a couple of other games here shortly. We'll get back to the Far Cry series because I'm really into that one, especially the whole sniping thing, as you guys obviously have seen if you've subscribed. So if you have any suggestions of some old school games that you know are abandonware, just drop them right down in the comment section. I'll check it out and everything, and if I like it enough, I'll start posting a couple of videos of them coming up. In time being, I will see you guys in a little bit later. See you for now.